Okay, we're in the bathroom because we're going to do some chores that we do every day in the bathroom that aren't really so healthy for us. I'm going to show you how I use some of the products that we actually can have a many multi-use system here. For instance, let's go through our list of materials that we have here, and you can see we got a lot of stuff. This is red hibiscus flower water, and of course you can drink this. I brewed this morning for about an hour and a half, and I just put a couple tablespoons in about maybe half a gallon of water and strain out the flowers, and this is what you get. This can also be used to clean your face and your skin because it's got a high amount of ascorbic acid, and this color is really cleansing. So that's one of our, this is the flowers that they come in, a food grade bisphenol A free package, so you never throw out the packages, just wash them out and reuse them again. These are the flowers. And second, what we have, this is the solution we showed you how to make the other day. This is one of the alcohol with fulvic, humic, olmic, salt, silicon, a little MSM and so forth. And this is a combination of different types of minerals that you put together so you can clean your skin. And you never use this on the face full strength. You can use it on the body full strength, but on the face you want to break it down to about maybe 25–30% alcohol with the minerals. And I would never ever use the alcohol by itself because it's too dry on your skin, and you will dry it out. Remember, the skin does regenerate itself about every 30 days, so what you're going to do is you're going to wipe off a coating of junk. Today we're going to shave, but we're going to show you some of the different things that we use in between too. This is coconut oil, and I rub this on my skin, but we're going to use this today to shave. Now, another thing that goes along good with coconut oil I don't have here is an aloe vera plant. The aloe vera has a really good mucus gel, and that works excellent. Now, some of the minerals we're going to use, I use this mineral, it's called magnesium chloride. And magnesium chloride is one of the dissolving agents that I put on the face. It also feeds the skin a little bit, but it's one of the cleaners. And you can use these liquids in a variety of different ways, the ones I'm showing you. This is black mica. Black mica is good also to take off the surface layer. Remember, your pores in your face, you can see them. If they're really plugged, you can see them. They're really big, and they're, your nose has that white sort of pus that comes out of it. It's bacteria. These are little creatures that live in there. I want you to Google facial worms, and you can see the worms on almost anybody's face. Okay, this is important because what we're doing is actually terrain modifying your face the same time you shave. Most importantly, we use silicon. Silicon is very important. I put this on my skin and my body because silicon is really how the skin regenerates. Fulvic, humic, and olmic acid, this is the same thing. You never use the fulvic or the black mica until you dilute it first on the face. You can use it full strength on the body, but I would always recommend maybe using it first at about 25% strength, and you can leave it on for a minute or two and then wipe it off with a little bit of water. Our shave apparatus, I get this from Costco. Each one of these, I've been shaving with the same razor. It's a 5-blade razor. I've been shaving with the same razor for about 3 weeks, and my skin is really sensitive. That's why I found this one. And I'm showing you this technique here because my skin's really sensitive, and I have to really do things that make it so I don't get cuts and so forth. So, okay, and this is one of the most important parts also is salt. This is a coarse-grained salt, and it's ground with a stone. I would recommend that you only get stone ground salt because the metal grinders wear out a lot, and those metal grinders are made out of stainless steel, and they're basically made out of nickel. You don't want to get heavy metal in your salt. So what I do is I make Soleil salt. This is the end result. It's a 26% solution, and I put it on my skin, I put it in my water, my food, and all you do is get some water like this, spring water, clean water, and I take the coarse ground salt and I pour in a nice amount of it. About half amount of salt to about twice as much water, just like this, and I just swish it around, and in about 3 hours you can see the rose color because this is the Himalayan salt. It's full of minerals. It's not regular salt. This is a crystal salt too. You want to really take in the crystals. This sanitizes your skin, and it really smart. The water turns to salt, and the salt turns to water. It's a 26% maximum concentration. It takes about a day for this to go to happen. So what happens is when you're finished with the Soleil salt, remember, after a day you'll have enough salt at the bottom to know that the salt only went into the water as much as it could, and the water went into the salt. So salt is normal to have at the bottom of your glass, and what you do is you just add a little more water and a little more salt each time, maybe in about every week or so. Now we go to, later on we'll give you a course on just alone. The face, remember, is very delicate, the skin there, and you don't use the same techniques you use on the body. This is a gua sha spoon, and there's very many different types you can use, and you can actually use this on the face to get all, especially a woman, man, all the different perfumes, chemicals, different types of things from soot, smog, asbestos, all the things that are in the air gets on our face. That's another technique we'll show you later though, but that's one of the ones that are really, really good to regenerate the skin. And then we have just a couple of essential oils. I use peppermint every day. I put it on my body and it keeps my body's lymph system soft. Remember, half our problem is to open up the pores, and our face does have pores. Our lymph system right here are huge big balls, and your face drains into this. And so a lot of the different things that we have that are actually stuck in our body, peppermint loosens up the skin and loosens up about maybe things about a 1/4 inch under. So I put peppermint, and you can put this on your face too. Be very careful, don't get it in your eyes. The cassia cinnamon bark here, this is steam distilled, and I'd only go ahead and recommend using pure organic and or steam distilled. Very, very smart to use. Remember, good organic ingredients, because a lot of these are actually done by petroleum-based distillations and or the way they process them to get the oils out. So remember, they use cinnamon on a lot of the facelifts. People put in a lot of their very special makeups to, not makeups, but what they call the facelift. So cinnamon's very important, and again, you be very careful with cinnamon. Now tangerine you can use, and I usually use this in the morning. These are more you use basically maybe every week or so. And the last thing here is eucalyptus, and eucalyptus is really good too. Spray in your bathroom to go ahead and actually desensitize a lot of the smell in a lot of the areas that are actually floating in the air. Eucalyptus, this is a special strain of eucalyptus. There's many hundreds of species, and this one here has a high affinity to really go ahead and keep things sanitized. You spray this on your pillow. Most pillows have dust mites and so forth. So let's go ahead and get started. Now we got our list of supplies, and also what I have is I have some hot water. The hot water is as hot as you can stand on your face, because I'm going to make my face open the pores, but I want my skin, when I use the coconut oil, to be soft. Okay, now here's the first part. This is a cleanse. You don't have to do this every day, but since we're using some of these tools, and a lot of them can be used in a variety of ways, we're going to show you how to use the red hibiscus flower water. Like I said, I've let this brew about an hour. You can let it go all day if you want. Once it's finished brewing though, strain the leaves out, put it in a glass jar, and put it in the refrigerator, because otherwise it'll turn in a day or so, but it'll last a few weeks. So I use this as also remember, it got loaded full of ascorbic acid. And the ascorbic acid is really a cleaner. It's like, you know, vitamin C. It's got a variety of other nutrients, and you can see the color here. It's magnifico. It's like a red burgundy. So the color is you can look at it as energy. Look, it looks like blood. So I put a little on the rag here. And make sure your rags, the rags you want to use, make sure they don't use certain types of detergents that have chemicals. Remember, you're trying to stay away from chemicals. So these are using different types. I use 7th generation on this one here. And then I usually wash them out even beforehand, just in case the washing machine didn't get some of the soap. So you can see the red hibiscus. And what I do is the first swipe I put on, I just sort of put it on lightly. You can even put it in your hair if you like to. This really cleans. And it is ascorbic acid a little bit, so if you've got blonde hair, it may change its color just a tad, so it doesn't do it on brown though. And I'm just lightly, remember the face is very, very sensitive, and you have to be careful not to overstretch the skin, because the skin on the face is way different than the skin on the body or the skin on the feet. So I'm just doing, you can see it's really getting some brown, black stuff off of there. And it's just light, and I try to keep it so I've always got a moist solution. And this sort of dries you out, so you only do this just for a few minutes. And you're not pushing hard, just lightly, and do circles. I mean, you don't want to stretch the tissue just up and down. It stretches it in a bad way. So just try to make big circles and lightly go inside your ears. You can actually take this liquid here and put it in your ear and let it sit for 3 or 4 minutes. And it really cleans out the inner ear. Remember, your inner ears are like a cave. And if you think of your inner ears like the size of Los Angeles, you'd have a lot of things that could grow inside there. So I'm going to let this sit on there for a sec. You don't have to wash it off. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on the next application, which is coconut oil. And like I said, you can drink the same solution. You could actually use this for enema. You can put this in your ears. It's used for a variety of ways to cleanse the body. Remember, I just finished the hibiscus flower water. It's it's really strong, so you don't keep it on too long. Do it for a couple minutes, don't push too hard. And what you do is you put a light, little, very thin coat of coconut oil. And just lightly, just put it on because you don't want your skin to get dry. You're not trying to dry your skin out, you're just trying to clean it. Now, we're going to heat up my beard, but you don't have to do this if you shave your legs or you're actually shaving your body, different things. You just use the coconut oil. It's best to use a little coconut oil in the shower. So we're going to take this. I've heated up the water here because you want to really get as hot as you can stand water. And, you know, about 105, 110 degrees. You don't squeeze out too much water because otherwise you squeeze out all your hot water. Now I'm going to put this right on my beard.
And what this does is it's heating up my pores and it's making my hairs very soft, so when I shave them right now, this is really easy to do. And it seems like, you know, you can do this with hot water in the shower. I just found out this way because my skin is very sensitive and I can't use any chemicals and I can't use anything that has any synthetics because it just makes my skin break out.
And now since my face is warm now, I'm just going to put some coconut oil. And it's good to put your coconut oil if you live in a warm place in the refrigerator. So your coconut oil's got, you know, some hardness to it. The coconut oil, you can see, we are in Hawaii right now and the coconut oil is hard. The coconut oil turns hard at like 72 degrees and it turns liquid at 73 degrees. So I just took this out of the refrigerator. And I just take a little scoop like this, and you can see, you can't do that with regular oil. This stuff is full of lauric acid, and you just put it on a lot of it. Remember, you're gonna shave it off, and I put it on all through here too, because remember, you don't want to keep your, once you just wiped off all the dirt off your face with that ascorbic acid, you want to keep it oily for a few, so it absorbs in this coconut oil. So what I do now is I just get a little water going, and I've used this shaver for 3 weeks because this technique doesn't wear these blades down. Okay? The only reason being that the blades wear out is because the blades get dull because of corrosion. Remember, the blades are just cutting hair. These things should last a long, long time. So once we get done, I spray this with magnesium oil and it doesn't get any corrosion. The pure magnesium oil, not the magnesium chloride, but the pure, they call the hexahydrate magnesium. And I put a little water on my face. And it's nice to do this when everything's really hot, because when it's hot, your beard comes right off very easy. And just go down like this first. And this thing cuts like butter. And my skin is so sensitive. And you're not really pulling. You're just slightly gliding. And it cuts the hairs very easy. And this is just coconut oil. Do you know how many toxins people wake up in the morning just shaving, just washing their hair, just doing some simple chores you do every day? Remember, before you get out of the house, most likely you have about 20 or 30 toxins, really bad ones, that you put on your body. You've breathed, hairspray, may use different types of tampons, different types of perfumes that have chemicals, synthetics. These are all big poisons. Do you take a shower every day? Of course you do. Now what I do is I just make one swipe down like this. And this is just, remember, my skin is very sensitive. Some people, they don't have to do it this way. And that's why they use all those different types of expensive, you know, shaving equipment and so forth. And just to let you know, I don't really like the electric razors. I've done tests on them. They just like the Himalayan salt. The Himalayan salt, when you grind it, that big, huge grinder, after about a month and a half, shrinks down and all the heavy metals go in there. Well, those grinders that are on the beard, the shaver, those touch metal to metal, and it's not good. A lot of people use different lubricants that are petroleum-based, so shaving yourself is really not good, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, just like anything. So this way, then what we do is I just put on a little more coconut oil, because once I do one swipe, remember, the coconut oil is so cheap and it's so good, and it doesn't make a mess. I'm talking now, so it's a lot harder than me keeping my mouth shut. And now I make a sideways cut. Just like this, and I don't go fast. Remember, this blade lasts, I didn't even change it. This is going on, this will last me about a month. And you can see it's cutting very easy. And once you go across it once, you can feel if it's already cut off. It's smooth as smooth. So then the last way I'm going to do it is go straight up to make the final cut. Now what I'm going to do is make one last pass. And this, I know this is a little boring, you're watching me shave, but I mean this is something we do every day, and once you see it one time, then you don't have to do it the other way. The other way that you shave is not good. It's full of chemicals. Read the label. So I'm going to go up this time, and I just make a very slow, and this is where you get this really close cut. And the coconut oil works perfect. And you use water, remember? You always use water as a medium. So I keep putting my razor, same as you would want to do your legs. And you don't push down because you'll just cut the skin. You just lightly pull it up. It's learning how to take care of ourselves is the big, big picture here. So we can share, so these are simple things, but you'd be surprised how many toxins are in your bathroom. And shaving your face, shaving your legs, washing your hair. Here's my soap right here. Okay, I use the Dr. Bronner's. I don't use any chemical soap, no perfume soap. You don't need to. And if you want to make it so it actually smells good, put in some peppermint, put in some essential oils. But make sure the essential oils, again, are steam distilled or organic. You got to do them right. Okay, now we're all done. Now, all I'm going to do now is squeeze out my towel. I'm going to wipe off all the little pieces of hair, lightly. And remember, this oil is not just oil, it's oil's going into your skin. It's lauric acid. It's really good. It goes into your skin, and it really helps with the lubrication. Now I'm going to put on this finishing product. This finishing product to me is a magnesium hexahydrate. It's pure pharmaceutical grade magnesium. It really doesn't burn. It may a little bit. I don't use the magnesium chloride, which is the other liquid we have, too much on the face. You can, but it burns. And it's really, this burns just a little bit. And this now is feeding your skin. Remember, you're trying to regenerate your skin. And one of the ways you do it is you really stop putting chemicals on it. And this feels so good. And I just rub this in like this. And remember, the magnesium, the only way you can get it in is you have to sort of rub it in. And you just give it circles like this just for a few minutes. Then what I do is to finish this off, we can add these ingredients together, but for right now, the silicone is really, really good. Remember, the skin needs silicone. Your body needs silicone. Everything that regenerates needs silicone. Your body is like a solar panel, and they make the solar panels on the roof, and what do you think they put on them to grab solar plasma? They put silicone. Now, since you've got silicone on your hands, this is silica, this makes you just like a plant. A plant absorbs light, and you want your skin to absorb as much light as you can. Remember, the solar panels on the roof, and I put it all over my skin too, same thing. The solar panels on the roof are made up of silica. So you really want to try to make your body just like a solar panel. So now I'm ready to go out in the sun and actually absorb some rays and or go outside. Look, I just cleaned my face. I didn't put any chemicals on it, any synthetics. Now if I want to smell good, I put on, well, let's see, let me use tangerine. Wow, tangerine's beautiful. Everybody likes the smell of tangerine. And the way I put it on is the same thing, but there's an activation. You just put it in your hands, and your hands are like little magnets, okay? And you just do this. And now it's activated, and just lightly put it in your skin, and these essential oils, and you can feel this tingle going into your skin. And you can use a variety of different essential oils, and plus it smells really good, and it helps your skin. Now these essential oils are part of the last part of the treatment, or what's called the last part of the shaving, or doing the morning duties out of the bathroom. I use peppermint every day on my body. You put it under your armpits, you put it under your lymph system here. Don't get it in your eyes, and you have to really be careful. On cuts it does burn, and it lasts only for a few minutes, but this, once you get healed, as far as your cuts and a lot of things, remember you have a lot of cuts in your skin right now, you just don't know it, and this will tell you where you have them. The same with the cassia bark. I like not cinnamon, but cassia bark. It's a little stronger and it's got a little more nutrients and a little more sanitizing quality. Same thing, don't get it in the eyes. And stay away from the genitals because that's very powerful. Tangerine you can use, like I said, on any time. If you're going out, you want to smell good. As soon as you walk into a room, people go, whoa, who smells like an orange? And it really smells good. Eucalyptus, same thing. I put a squirt or two like this, and rub it like this. And if you want to, because a lot of people when they detox, they don't smell good. I don't use any underarm deodorant. I don't have to. When I stopped eating green onions, white onions, and garlic, I stopped smelling. You'll see, you can give this, remember these are all different experiments and different videos to show you different ways to optimize your life. We'll have lots of different videos on how to use these products further, but this is a good example for you to sort of start out and start living a healthier, wealthier, happier life. We'll see you next time.
Beautiful.
Important reminder: all information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.